Hello, everybody. So we are looking at, let me fix this. Sorry about that. I want to make sure it's on there right. Okay. So we are looking at Archangel Power Tarot cards. I just felt like I needed to use these today. I'm not sure why. Maybe somebody needs a more guidance reading. This is from Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. Doreen Virtue doesn't do card readings anymore, so now it's just from Radley Valentine that does them. This is the guidebook that comes with the cards. It's a really nice guidebook, has the pictures and just enough words that you can understand what the card means, but it doesn't give you a huge, long meaning. This was a really older deck of mine that I bought years ago. I am certified under Radley Valentine as an angelic card reader. I went through his courses and got a certification just to understand how to properly read the cards and to understand the importance of doing readings from the heart and not setting any bad intentions and things like that, and to understand the tarot versus oracle and the difference between them and things. So it was something I did quite a few years ago when I got into oracle cards because I really wanted to make sure I wasn't doing anything wrong. So let's take a look. This is a collective reading. I'm not pulling anybody in particular, but you know that if you're in the card group on Facebook, um, your energy goes into the group as well. So if there's certain things you need to know, your guides, spirit guides, things will make sure that you receive your message if you're meant to receive it in the cards. So I'm not really sure like why I was drawn to use this deck today, but we will pull some cards and see what we get. I feel like we should pull another one. Oh, never mind, they just flew out on their own. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes you don't have to pull your cards, they just kind of fall out. Okay, so we have Knight of Gabriel. So this is pronounced Gabrielle. My son's name is Gabriel and it's spelled the same way, so it just depends on how you pronounce it. But hers, this is Knight of Gabrielle. It's pronounced Gabrielle. So it says, time to take action, great passion for a cause, instinctively knowing just what to do. So maybe you don't know exactly right now what you're supposed to do. You just know you're supposed to do something. That could be the courageousness. You know, maybe you know that what you thought was going to work out isn't going to work out, and so you have the confidence and the enthusiasm to make the changes, and everything happens for a reason. Don't regret making the decisions that you've made that has gotten you to where you are, because you're supposed to be where you are, because you're supposed to be here for a reason, right? So everything has a purpose. The creator uses everything for our highest good. So where you are right now is exactly where you are meant to be. And if you're meant to go somewhere else from here, then so be it. Right? But this is telling you it is time for you to take action. You are it is time, the universe is aligned, everything is aligned. Maybe before things just weren't aligned yet. You know, maybe things wouldn't have worked out. Maybe it just wasn't the right time, or maybe things would have went the wrong way. Like you just don't know because we don't know everything. We have to put our faith in the universe for things. So this is telling you as of right now, you know that things need to change. You've got the energy, the charisma, the encouragement, the enthusiasm, you're letting go, you have confidence in the universe, you know that things are going to work out. You have a major arcana, which is strength. So right now, most of all, you are receiving the strength from the universe. The universe is telling you, why do I feel like my camera's crooked? The universe is telling you right now that you are divinely protected. Archangel Ariel is providing you with the strength that you need and the grace through kindness, so self confidence and forgiveness. Always offer forgiveness. I know it sounds like it's impossible to do that and it's not right to do that, but honestly, when we hold on to things, we put a knife in our heart. We put a wound in our heart. So forgiveness is so important because when somebody is wounded, they hurt people because they're wounded, and when they hurt and they're not healed, there are things that are out of our control. We can't control other people's actions. We can only control what we choose to do with our actions. And we can only do that when we have control over our actions. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes that we might spontaneously act out in a way that we, thinking about it again, might not have done. But that is done and over with, right? We can't go back and redo it. It's already done. So this is telling you that you are being given the strength to overcome the situation. Look behind her. Like it's like a meadow. So this is telling you, find your peace. In your strength, find your peace. Don't let the situation that's going on, like, cause you chaos. Like, you're not alone. Your spirit team is with you. You are not alone. The universe is working. There's an infinite sign. So abundance is going to come to you infinitely, right? There is a storm on the horizon, but this is like the phoenix, like, rising. Like, don't don't take what's going on in a panic or worry. Allow it to unfold and trust that you're exactly where you're supposed to be and doing what you're supposed to be doing, and the next step will come when it is the next step, right? But as of right now, grab a hold of that strength. Hold on to that strength because that's what's keeping you strong. Four of Gabriel. It's time for a celebration, abundant rewards for hard work. Release yourself from burdensome situations. So yeah, there's this pattern. Again, we have Archangel Gabriel who is saying, it is time for you to get your strength and move into a new situation. Release this, release yourself from burdensome situations. So things that do not make you happy. Maybe you're trying your best to make somebody else happy, and but you're not doing it for your highest good of what would make you the happiest. So it's one-sided kind of thing. Um, Maybe it's a job that you need to leave that is not fulfilling you emotionally and things like that. So whatever the situation is, this is telling you that it's time to celebrate because you are aware. This is a great awareness energy. You're courageous, you're chromatic, you're like, yes, I realize now that this, like, you're not going in a cycle anymore. You're like, you went, choo choo, wait a minute. I'm not doing that again. No, I'm done. It's not bringing me the fulfillment that I need. So if you're putting all your effort and energy into something that's bringing fulfillment for somebody else, but then it's only on certain terms and things like that, then you're still not bringing fulfillment to yourself, and it's still not working out. There's still not balance anyways, because there's um there's burdensome situations involved. So even though you might be doing things to make things work, it's still not working because there's burdensome situations. So this is telling you it's just time to leave certain things that you just cannot do yourself, right? There's certain things that are just not for your highest good and that needs to work its way out in another way. And we really have oh, this is just one card. Okay. We really have uh Gabrielle tonight. Like, she is really like full full steam ahead. So this one says two of Gabrielle, and we have make bold and ambitious choices. Great progress is possible. Important relationships with people who share your vision. So you are going to join with people who want the same in their life that you want in your life. And it's okay to leave people that don't want the same thing. Not all of us are going to walk the same walk together to the end. Some of us are only meant to walk with a person to a certain point. And then once we get to that point, They're meant to go a different way than what we are, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It could just mean that their paths is not aligned with our paths. Maybe for example, you want to do you want to do a certain thing like this and somebody else wants to do a certain thing like that and it's causing conflict. So you have to sacrifice everything that you really want to make this person happy for what they want, but it's just pulling you further and further away from your path and your happiness. So, whether it's a job, a person, a relationship, whatever, a place that you live, this is telling you that you are going to make bold and ambitious choices that are going to align you more with what you're truly, truly meant to be doing. And these are important relationships. And sometimes you can't gain these important relationships until you let go of the older ones, right? So there's going to be a transition here into a new life, a new outcome, and that's a good thing. You're going to meet different people with different visions and just new happy experiences from this situation. So let's pull an Akashic Tarot card. I love this deck. I like this guidebook. It's very nice. The pictures are very nice. The messages are easy to understand. And let's see if we get a different card with this reading. It seems like the past couple readings, we've gotten a lot of the same cards. So let's see if we have a new energy coming in with this one. Oh, okay, let's see. Eight of Scrolls. No! Oh my goodness. Okay. We've had this card like I think every time I've used this deck for a reading. We've had this card. Okay, so let me see. Let me see. I have hope. I have high hope. I have high hope. Shall we see if we get something new? Shall we see if we get something new? We already know the Eight of Scrolls. We are well aware of that energy, which is understandable with the cards that we have right now. But could we maybe see if we could find another one? Oh, maybe not. Well, let's see. Oh, there we go. The Akashic Library. Wow. Okay, that's intriguing. Okay, let's take a look. So the Eight of Scrolls, this one here we know, paths unknown. So with the Eight of Scrolls, you came down this dark path, you know, on your own, by yourself. You've pulled yourself back out of places that you maybe you didn't realize you actually truly were. And of course, you had these spirit guides with you. Animals are often our spirit guides. So you had these spirit guides with you, and you took a lot of notes during this path. You made a lot of scrolls, and with 8 scrolls, each one is a new extension from another, right? So you've got so much guidance that you're ready to take with so much knowledge. You know, you don't want to go back that way because it's dark and you've already came that way. So you're looking at the paths ahead of you. This one is beautiful with light and it's got the light shining in. This one's a little bit unknown and it's a little bit dark. There's some more shadows that's got to go through here, like shadow work and stuff. But it's up to you on which path that you take. But regardless of which path you take, you've got your bag of scrolls. You are going to navigate through this. It's not saying just because the sunlight is here, it doesn't mean that this path is the easiest path. It might be an illusion. It might look like it's the easiest path for you. But then as you get going on the path, it might get darker and darker and deeper into the forest, and you might wish you would have taken the other path, you know. So just because something looks like it's better doesn't necessarily mean that it is. Either one of these paths are still going to take you to wherever your destination is meant to go. So the thing is you have spirit guides just waiting to go with you. They're just waiting for you to decide which way you're going to go, and then they're going to help you. So as you set and you think about things, you need to think about the directions that you want to go in. Who are you anticipating to meet at the end of this path? Or is this just a path that's designed for you? Is it just something that you just want to do? Um, Whatever the paths are, they are unknown, but they're available. And that's the main thing is the availability. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. You're not going through any more storms at the moment. So you could just enjoy this walk. And like I said, you've got what you need to go with you. You've brought everything with you that you need. And maybe you can add to these scrolls as you go along with these ones. Number 2 is the Akashic Library. So the Akashic Library, this is all about this one here. It's all about the unknown. It's all about being willing to move on and change your life and change the destination that you're headed for and maybe change the people that's in your life. Your Akashic Library is all about it's like a book about you that was written by God, by the creator, by the universe, and it's to be written. It's some of it has been written many lifetimes ago. Maybe you've got lots of books from other lifetimes ago, right? And someone is waiting there for you. They're ready to greet you, and they're ready to see what new adventure you're ready to explore and go on and write about. Um, let's take a look at what it says. So this is number 2. Okay, so inside a great library, candles cast a glow upon the books in the tall shelves. A sage sits thoughtfully with an open book on his table and a quill pen in hand. Sometimes this card can indicate writing or publishing a book for you. But this card also symbolizes a new initiation, an ability to manifest a new life in every way. You have moved deeper into the Akashic records and to a higher self awareness. Further investigation may be required, but you now have a better understanding of your old motives and your new purposes. It is also time of heightened intuition as well as greater self creation. During this phase, all you have to do is add a little conscious effort to write your new records in the Akasha. To get started today, write one simple declaration about the future you wish to create and repeat it to yourself often. Then decide one thing you can do to make it happen and do it. Anything can happen now. The breadth of the landscape before you rests slowly on the scope of your imagination and your will to own it. Right? So it is ready for you. The the universe is waiting for you to make this happen. As you close your eyes, envision yourself stepping into the most beautiful and sincere of all ancient libraries. Imagine yourself taking a book from a shelf and opening it to a page. Notice the first word that comes to you. What does it tell you? How does it feel? Remember to visit this mystical library often and tap into the expansive wisdom that is yours. So that's your Akashic record. Right? So it definitely goes with the rest of the cards of you are ready for this change. It might be a bittersweet situation, where you're leaving behind something that you really thought was going to last forever, to move on to something that you really are not sure of, but it's the faith and the trust and the desire that makes it all worth your next step. Right? So there's your reading for the Akashic records and the Archangel Power Tarot card. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye.